Before we start this video, I just want to say that some of the things I'm going to talk about are pretty decently creepy, but also have to do with some tragic things. So if you're someone who gets offended by that kind of thing, or doesn't like to hear about death, I don't suggest that you watch this video. I also kind of don't suggest you don't watch any videos this month, because some of the stuff I'm going to talk about is creepy and weird and stuff like that. Also, please excuse my voice. It's raining outside, and my voice is not liking it. It's really scratchy and stuff like that. So, yeah. So let's get into that video. Hey guys, I'm Kat. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are actually sitting in the creepy back stock room of my work because I'm a last minute person and actually forgot to make a video for tomorrow, which is the 3rd, on Wednesday. But that's also why I'm being kind of quiet, because I'm afraid someone's gonna walk in and hear me talking, so yeah. But I also thought it might be kind of appropriate to make a video back here because it's actually really very, very creepy. But welcome to October. Today is the 2nd of October, so we're already 2 days in, and I am super excited. This week is actually when we're going to start dressing up at work, because we dress up every Friday and Saturday, and then every day leading up to Halloween, so I'm actually super excited, but also a little bit stressed. But I'm super excited it's October, because October has like a specific kind of like energy that I really, really enjoy. So it's a great month. But also one of my favorite things to do in October is to watch horror movies, much like a lot of people do, because it's just like the month and the appropriate time to watch horror movies. Although I watch horror movies all the time, but for some reason October it just seems more appropriate. I also like to watch horror movies on Christmas because I'm weird. So yeah, there's that. But my interest in horror movies actually made me go down a rabbit hole of something that has actually been really fascinating to me, and that is a lot of people believe that some movies are actually cursed and that some of the sets were haunted because some of the actors and actresses that were part of some of these movies said that it was. So naturally I went down a rabbit hole of movies that were cursed and haunted, and it inspired me to make this video today. So today we are going to talk about a few movies that are said to be cursed and haunted. The first movie that we're going to talk about is actually one of the most iconic horror movies, and one of the horror movies that a lot of people have said is their very first horror movie that they've ever seen, and that is The Exorcist. A lot of people believe that The Exorcist was both cursed and haunted, but mostly haunted because some of the occurrences that happened on set. One of the sets, the Reagan House set, actually went up in flames. Some of the stories I've read said that it was just out of nowhere for no reason. Some of the things that I have read have said it's not, so I'm not quite sure if that's true. But the set did go up in flames, but the only part of the set that didn't have to be rebuilt, and the only part of the set that wasn't damaged, was the bedroom that the movie mostly takes place in with the little girl, which to me is very creepy, that the one part of the set that wasn't damaged was that one part of the set that it's just creepy to me. It's really hard to explain and kind of blows my mind. But the actors and the actresses were actually really, really hesitant about continuing the movie because it creeped them out so much, because they, of course, thought it was about demons. Naturally, that something supernatural decided that they wanted to burn down the entire set because they didn't want the movie to be made, possibly. So they actually had a real priest come in, a real pastor come in and bless the set before they actually would start to continue, because they were concerned about demonic entities potentially attacking them, which to me is super creepy. But also to me it makes sense that the movie that they're making would attract certain energies and would attract certain things to come, and maybe something was like, I don't want this to be made, this is not okay, and maybe it was just really coincidental. The next movie we're going to talk about is a movie that a lot of people really like, and it is actually Rosemary's Baby. This one has a very, very tragic story that is connected to it, because the woman that was actually murdered in real life was Sharon Tate. And for those of you who don't know who Sharon Tate is, Sharon Tate was a woman that was murdered by the Manson family, and that's actually partly how she became really well known. She was an actress, but a lot of people, if you look up Sharon Tate, it's going to pop up that she was murdered by the Manson family. But the part that makes it even more terrible is that she was pregnant at the time of the murder, and they also murdered 3 of her friends at the same time. It's horrible because what Rosemary's Baby entails, it's just way too coincidental that she was pregnant at the time of being murdered, so that's why I honestly believe the movie is cursed, because her husband is the director of Rosemary's Baby, and then not too long after the movie was released, she was murdered. And maybe that's coincidental, but to me that is too coincidental, so I honestly believe that it was cursed, and that her connection to her husband, who was the director of the movie, is what caused the curse. But, or maybe it was just, you know, the Manson family was horrible people, and they decided that she was the one that they wanted to kill, and she just happened to be married to the man that was the director of the movie. But somebody who is okay with murdering a pregnant woman is extremely, extremely deranged. And so it could be a curse, or it could be that it was just a really fucked up situation. The next iconic horror movie that we are actually going to talk about is The Poltergeist. The Poltergeist is considered to be cursed because of the deaths that followed after the movies were created. The lead actress that played the little girl that was kidnapped by the spirits and taken to the spirit world she actually died less than a year after the third Poltergeist movie came out due to misdiagnosis. Apparently she had a flu, and she died on the operation table. Another actress that died that was involved with the movie was Dominique Dunne. She died in 1982 because her boyfriend murdered her, and she actually was put into a coma by him, but she died several days later afterwards. Another actor that was part of the second Poltergeist movie actually died in 1985 while the movie was in pre-production. So a lot of people believe that the movie was actually cursed because they decided to use a real human skeleton on set, and they think that that ignited the curse, because to me that makes sense. I think that's really disrespectful, and the reason they didn't use a plastic skeleton was because it was too expensive to make one. But to me it's really, really disrespectful to use something because you don't know who that person was, you don't know what they believed in, and maybe they got it from like a medical college or something like that, but to me that's just oogie. And I get it, like, you want to save some money, but at the same time it's like, be respectful of whoever it was. So I can understand if whatever spirit was connected to the skeleton wasn't very happy about it. I hate to think that it was something that got people killed, but at the same time it's like you're messing with something that you shouldn't be, which we do as humans, but you know, things happen. The last movie we're going to talk about is actually a movie that is more recent and was made in 2013, and actually recently had a movie come out that is involved with the world, and that is The Conjuring. Now, people believe that this set was haunted because Vera Farmiga, I don't know how to say her last name, actually attested to it being haunted. Apparently she was really hesitant to take the role because it kind of creeped her out, and she actually wouldn't take the script into her home because she was afraid of bringing something into her home, and she didn't want to be someone that experienced a haunted house. But naturally that didn't follow through very well, because eventually she did have an experience. Apparently one morning she woke up, opened her laptop, and there was 3 slashes across her laptop screen, and it was completely broken. And a lot of people would say, oh, well, maybe it was just, you know, something happened. But how can an accident possibly happen with 3 slashes, like someone cut 3 slashes into the screen? That is not a coincidence at all. So I honestly think that something followed her home. But also what makes the movie more creepy is that the movie is actually based on a real family that had these experiences, which actually makes it even more intense. And apparently when the Perron family, which the movie is based off, came on set, a strange gust of wind would follow them around, which is unexplainable. But apparently Carolyn Perron, I believe, said that she was actually at some point pushed down by something at her home and believed that something followed her home from set. So that to me is really very, very creepy. I don't like the movie. I think The Conjuring is one of the most horrible horror movies that has been made. Of course it does have some good jump scares, but it's kind of lame to me. But at the same time a lot of people like it, and I want to see The Nun because I like the lead actress that's in it. So, you know, it's kind of give or take. But it's like, I think it's very brave of this family to come on set about something that they actually experienced, because it could kick up some energy. Because I'm one of those people that believes that if you put the energy out there, it can attract whatever like out there. It could have opened a door to something. So there you go, those are some movies that are believed to be cursed and haunted. I also kind of wanted to do the video here because I think that this building is haunted, and actually the owner of the store says that all of the stores are haunted, so I really like that because it's kind of creepy back here. Also, I didn't want to do it at my house because I honestly think that my house is haunted and things have been happening, and I don't want to kick up energies there that I shouldn't. So yeah, but there are a few movies that I honestly think are cursed. Some people do, so let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me in this video. I don't know what time it is, so I should probably go and potentially clock on because I don't know what time it is. But thank you for joining me in this video. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also expect more creepy videos throughout the month. And I hope that you have a wonderful day and a beautiful night. And this is Kat signing off. Bye.